Alright, how's it going everybody? Today we're going to be doing our last weapon skill guide for the Great Divider. Looking forward to being done with these guys. I'm really happy that I was able to go over every single weapon skill and what the relics do, and hopefully help a couple people out in the process. I've always found it helpful to be able to look things up so that I don't have to kind of playtest it myself, just because it saves you a lot of time, and sometimes you really care about that. I mean, your time's important, and if you're someone like me who, goes to work every day, I do 9-hour shifts, by choice, but, it's nice being able to, while I'm at work, like I have, 10-15 minutes of downtime. I definitely look into like the games that I'm playing because I want to be able to play them as well as I possibly can. So I enjoy all of the content creators and people who write guides that help me and all those other people play the games to their best ability, especially those of us who don't have a ton of time to play games anymore. So I've always wanted to hopefully be that type of person for someone else. So I enjoy making these guides. I'm really glad that I'm able to go through all the weapon skills, and eventually I'll be able to go on to other games. Right now I'm having a blast doing these for Nomad Survival, so I think the video format is super simple. The videos themselves are like very straightforward. It's something where I can make a lot of videos and have them be the same exact thing. That way when you're going from one video to the next video, you know exactly what you're looking for. It's nothing new. I have all my timestamps. I do the same exact thing in every video. And hopefully, that format makes it easier for everybody to just look into whatever they need to look into. And this way you don't have to watch, most of these are about 23 minutes. So you don't have to watch all 23 minutes. You can just go to exactly what it is you're looking for. Like I had kind of spoken on previously in a couple other videos, after the weapon skill guides, I think I'm going to do kind of like, not tutorials, but small just like info videos on the heritages, as well as the characters. And then after that, I think I might have to move on to another game. I'm thinking about V Rising. I've been having a lot of fun playing that. I love games that have any type of gathering. As you can tell by my first New World videos, back when I started making YouTube videos before I took a significantly long break. New World, when the game released anyways, was a really, really good time. I can endlessly go and smack trees and not be upset about that, so games like that always make me happy. And V Rising is it's a grind, and I don't mind that personally. I like games where your materials stack upon one another. Nice, we got the first one. Okay, good stuff. Take the rerolls. So let's take base damage +1 and speed double. Very, very simple. Just makes it shoot faster, which increasing the speed kind of increases how often the ability is going off. So that's why that one's pretty good. I like it when they're nice and simple. It just does some like stat change. Kind of makes things a little bit easier. You don't have to think too much about it. Some of the wording on the skills with the relics just confuses me a little. I also completely overanalyze these things, so for the most part I generally just overthink. I really do enjoy Quickling though. Quickling's a lot of fun. I think this is one of the more enjoyable characters to play. Excuse me, because you get to just move so often. There's a lot of interaction, whereas sometimes the other characters you don't have to really do anything. So this makes it feel like you're playing the game more. Oof. Oh, yes. Let's go, game. Okay, perfect. So we got 2 relics. Let's see what the second one does. Base damage +1 and size double. Awesome. So just makes it larger. And another damage increase. Great Divider does do like really decent damage. Right now it's only hitting for around 100. But once you get it leveled up, because it's just level 1 right now, you definitely get to see how strong it is. And I also do enjoy it because it's one that's directional. Directional abilities are forever going to be my favorite. Spectral Sword with this character, though, not very strong. It's like it does your ability, but it kind of just moves around randomly. So it doesn't really hit anything. Unless there's a large amount of mobs. If there's a large amount of mobs on the screen, then it's significantly easier for it to actually get its damage down. But outside of that, like when it's kind of sporadic like this, it's not going to do that well. We'll see if we can get more relics for it. I also kind of wouldn't be against colorless glyph relics. I think colorless glyph is one of my favorite abilities to go. It's just really fun damage. I'm gonna take the daggers. The first dagger relic gives all of the daggers 6 additional bounces. Which is kind of huge. Duplication also wouldn't be bad. They are projectiles. The only thing I not exactly dislike, but think Quickling doesn't do that much damage. You have to really like go slow on top of the enemies to really make sure that they die. If you're just like zooming through, it's not really gonna do a whole lot. You'll hit them one time. Most of the time that's not enough to actually kill anything. Okay, I need to look for the Great Divider. For whatever reason, it does not want to show up. Ooh. Oh gosh, and yeah, the other thing about the Quickling is that you'll be like running through. I don't pay a ton of attention to how long it has. So this bar, this circle around me right here is how long it's going to go on for. I'm really bad at paying attention to that. So I'll like come out of my weapon ability, or sorry, my special ability, right when I'm in the middle of 1,000 mobs. And that's how you die real quick. One of the things I do like about the Quickling, though, is that when you're moving all over the place, it's really easy to pick up the experience that you've missed. It would be better if I had item pickup range really high, but when I'm doing a lot of these videos and I'm not re-rolling in the beginning, the chances of me getting those are very low. Alright, so at level 5, this is what happens with the Great Divider. It shoots on both directions now. Ooh. Okay, I'm playing a little spicy right now. Luckily, with Ascension, I have insane HP regen. It's not really insane, but it's a good amount. Oh, I should have taken the reroll so well. Wow. I just ran straight through it. Nice. Another great divider. Take the rerolls to make sure that I get it. Let's see what that additional one does. Just base damage. As expected. The large majority of the time, whenever you get a relic, past the second relic, it's just going to be plus base damage. So as you can see, the Great Dividers, as it levels up, really focuses on weapon skill size. That's been in almost every single one of its things. See skill skies and base damage, which is nice. It's hitting about 357 right now, so that's pretty strong. And if you increase things like duplication, you can make it to where it's almost just like a machine gun, honestly. See, more skill size. Well, this is how big it is without even the weapon skill size passive. I think I only have, let's see, yeah, 2 points into that. So the skill itself gets very large. Let's see if we can get duplication up also. That way we can just see machine guns of swords. I do wish that, wait, one sec. I think what I'm about to say is what happens when it hits level 10, and I'm not 100% sure. So I won't say anything. To make sure I don't sound too stupid. I can't remember. I've gone into level 10 once. Not with the relics, but just for fun. I was doing the achievements. Okay, this is what I thought it was. So I was about to say earlier, I wish we could make it to where it shoots in a cross, but I knew it did. So yeah, this is what, oh, excuse me, this is what Great Divider looks like once it hits max level. I don't know if you can die anymore, honestly. The only negative is that it kills a lot of things off screen. But yeah, this is why I really like the Great Divider. It's a very strong skill if you're having issues living. If for some reason you're having a bad time and you're not able to clear whatever map you're on, Great Divider is a fantastic skill if you want to just stand still. It also looks really cool. You can't really tell that they're swords anymore, but it's still a pretty cool skill. Normally I wouldn't go for this minute 20 portal, but like the cultist, the quickling is very, very good at killing the portals extremely quickly. So I will always go out of my way to get this if I'm on one of these two characters. If I'm not, I will just wait until I kill the boss later. Because these exclamation marks, which I call moon drip, not sure exactly what they're really called. That's just, what I would consider this from like books I read and whatnot. But with the moon drip, with those little bugs, let's see if we can find one. Can't find one for whatever reason. Oh, it died. Unfortunate. That bug right there, that spawns those little circles. Between that, this boss, and the moon drip, it just kind of really limits where you're able to walk. So I like to make sure that I have a ton of space to get around it. Yeah, as you can see, it does really good single target damage. And it's obviously very simple to aim because it hits every single direction. I like when you go horizontal because it still keeps up with you. So you really can get, 360 degrees. You just have to input two directions at the same time. And if I did the damage increase, this will probably hit for close to 1,000. Because right now it's hitting for 500. Maybe, what, no, 440. Yeah, 440. It would get pretty close. The Great Divider plus Colorless Glyph, if you get both of them to level 10, you probably don't have to move. Like, I don't think I have to move in general right now. I'm just doing it so I get the experience and stuff like that. But, yeah, if I didn't want to, I could just stand still the whole time. The first time these vampires spawned, I thought they were little penguins. Wow, game does not want to give me duplication. There we go. It's almost like a machine gun. I think if we get one more +1 amount, we'll be good. So I believe Ascension is on the level where I get +1 amount, so I will look for that. Once we get that, we're good to go. Because if you move in one direction, it almost looks like you're a machine gun. Look at this. Ba 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 ba. Well, I really didn't get like anything for the abilities that I had. Nice, +1 amount. Nope, still no machine gun. I feel like we can get there. I do know that with a couple of times when I've been using this ability, sometimes if you get like the amount too high, well, including the weapon size, it actually goes slower than it should be. I think we should have a pretty easy time with the last boss too. See, I feel like the amount's not increasing unless it's like shooting multiple at the same time. It's still only doing like 3 per side. These manta ray looking things, I don't know what like you would call these guys. They probably have the most HP in the game out of any other normal mob. The only thing I can think that comes close is these slimes on the dry marsh. Those slimes have a ton of HP. That boss, the slime boss, is so tanky. Luckily he's not like a very mechanically challenging boss. Just kind of derps around, so for the most part you can just ignore him like any other mob. But yeah, these guys are just so tanky. Alright, now that it says that, pretty much only like 1 or 2 other things are gonna spawn. One of the things I dislike about the game, but I guess I understand, the amount of mobs that spawn from like 29 to 30, it's like 10, 15, and never like all at the same time. It's like, you know, one will come, then another, then another. And I guess it's probably so you can like position a little bit better and start thinking about what you're gonna do against the boss. For me, it's just kind of annoying. I wish there was more things spawning. So the red orb is like the #1 killer of people in this game. That red orb does insane damage. All right, look at that. Wow. See, any ability that gets to a size where it's able to hit everything on the screen at the same time is always going to be insane damage. The only other ability that I've seen that's able to do this is Colorless Glyph. Colorless Glyph, when you get it to max level with the 2 relics, or actually you really only need the first one, but getting 2 is never bad, and 3 or 4 is also good too. If you're able to get all of those, it hits even outside of what you can see on the screen. So its DPS is insane. It's hitting every, like second, half second, maybe every tick. It's absurd. But wow, yeah, look at this DPS. That's fantastic. That is so good. It's just 8 times on Chain Light Shock, which I only got once, but still. Yeah, it looks like the Great Divider was definitely killing everything before anyone else got to hit it. So no complaints there. Definitely a 10 on the damage, and I would say 10 on the looks. I think the skill itself looks really fun, especially once you're able to get that crosshair when you hit level 10. And that doesn't need any relics for you to get that. So one of the nice things about this ability is that it can do all of that without the relics. The relics just make it go a little bit faster, make it deal a little bit more damage, and I do believe that the first one doubles the size. So you could do that yourself with the damage passive as well as the size passive, because I didn't have that to max level, and I think I put maybe 1 point into the damage one. So imagine what we could do if we did all that. But yeah, overall, this is definitely a 10 of 10 build. Does tons of damage. I definitely recommend it to anyone that's having any issues on any of the maps. It's obviously very good on Crossroads because you can hit every single direction at the same time, but it would be just as good on the Dry Marsh. So if you guys like the build, go ahead and drop a like and subscribe. Gonna be doing a couple other videos for Nomad Survival, kind of based around the characters as well as the heritages. And then outside of that, I'll probably switch over to another game. So thanks so much for stopping by, and I'll see you on the next one.